Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is the first time I've put makeup on since I was on holiday, because literally as soon as I got back, that's when I got ill. But as you can see from the title, this is going to be a video about my experience of having COVID and just what I went through. But I hope that this video is not too long. Like I always say, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below for any suggestions, subscribe to my channel, and click that notification bell so you guys can see many more of my videos. But yeah, let's get straight to the video. So, like I said, I'm going to talk about my experience of having COVID. It was probably one of the worst experiences that I've ever had. It was absolutely crazy. But I'm just going to start from the beginning. So, like I said, I've written down everything that I want to kind of talk about because I know that I'll forget some things, which is why I wrote it down. So when you see me looking down, it's probably like me just trying to remind myself. So I'm going to start from the beginning when I first noticed. So, obviously, I went on holiday. Disclaimer, I know that I didn't get this on holiday. For those that probably think, oh, I went on holiday and brought it back and blah blah blah, I'm sure that I got it when I got back here, very sure. But the first thing I noticed was that I was just feeling really weird. Like, I don't know, I can't explain it, but I was just feeling really weird. But then I was like, I've probably just got a cold or something, because it wasn't like I had symptoms like I had a cough or something like that. My body just felt weird. And then coming a few days, I just felt like more tired, and I can't explain it, but I just didn't feel myself. Then I think it was like New Year's Day is when I feel like the symptoms really started showing, because that's when I felt like I was exhausted. I just felt like I couldn't breathe as well, and I had crazy migraines. Like, it was not normal. So I was like, you know what, let me go and book a test for Monday. So I was like, yeah, let me go and book a test, because I was like, nah, I'm not feeling right. But when I looked online, I didn't have the major symptoms that they say that if you have those, you've probably got coronavirus. I didn't have that. So I was like, this is weird, but let me go and get tested anyways, because I know some people have weird symptoms with COVID. So I was like, okay, let me go and get tested. So I went to get tested, and my boyfriend went to get tested as well, just to make sure. I just had, like, I felt hot, and then I would feel really cold, like it was really weird, and I would have constant migraines, and I still have that now, and I'll talk about that later. And then I felt overly tired, like crazy tired. I couldn't breathe as well as I normally would. So yeah, I got my test done on Monday. I had to wait 2 to 5 days to get the results, but I knew that probably after 24 hours or 48 hours I would have my results. So I did a different test to what my boyfriend did. So I have the symptoms test, because there's 2 different ones, and then there's the test that people take that don't have symptoms that could be carrying coronavirus. So he did his at a different place, because we did it at uni, and I did it at the test center for those that think they have coronavirus. I can't explain it, but so he got his test, and he got his results 15 minutes literally as soon as like we left. And his one came back negative. So I was like, so if his one is negative, he doesn't have coronavirus, then I feel like I still had an inkling, like I knew my body was not feeling right, and I knew that I felt like I had it, and I was like, I know I don't have the bait symptoms, but I feel like I have it. But I was like, you know what, let me wait for the results. Came the next day around like, I'll pop it on the side, around like 6, 7 is when my results came back and said that I was positive. And I was like, I knew it. Like, I just knew that I had it, because my body was just telling me that I definitely had it. Before this, let me just say, I started taking medication anyways. I started taking day and night, ibuprofen, paracetamol for my headaches and stuff. I did at the beginning start taking cough medicine, because I thought, let me just prevent it before it starts type of thing. But I didn't end up developing a cough, but I had very bad migraines. The fatigue was just crazy. I had severe fatigue, like it was absolutely mad. My breathing situation, nah, it was not great. Like it was awful. I could hardly even breathe that well. I did basically throughout to treat myself was I drank ginger and lemon tea. I wrote it down because I knew I was gonna forget. I drank ginger and lemon tea. I took day and night medication, like the one where you take throughout the day and then they have a different one throughout the night. I took that like a few days in a row because I was like, I need to get better. Like I could not have this. I did the whole Vicks steam type of thing where you put hot boiling water with Vicks, and some people say put salt and stuff like that in there, and then you inhale it in with a hot, like with a towel over your head, and yeah, you basically inhale it in. I obviously was doing it because to just clear my airway, because obviously I didn't really have the whole sniffling type of thing or blocked nose or cough and whatnot, but I felt like I needed it to help me breathe better, and it actually did help. And I also put Vicks on my chest because obviously that's where like I was struggling to breathe and stuff like that, and on my back as well. And I took painkillers for my headaches because they were absolutely crazy. Like, and then I tried my hardest to eat as much as I could. I know that in general when you feel ill you don't want to eat, and not gonna lie, there was times where I didn't want to eat, but I had my boyfriend here to help me out, which was nice, because we had to like isolate together, because obviously just in case he had it as well, and he was helping me out, and yeah, it was tough. Like it was not a joke. I could hardly, like, I got to a point where I could hardly get up to shower, which was so mad because you don't see yourself getting to that point. Do you know what I mean? Even though I couldn't eat, I tried to eat like fruits and stuff, and I weirdly, this is not something that I normally do in general, but I started having like soups and stuff, like chicken soup, tomato soup. I could eat stuff like potatoes, but I couldn't eat certain things because on top of that as well, I forgot a symptom to write this down, was nausea. Oh my god, it didn't kick in until like maybe 5 days after or something like that, but the nausea was mad. Like it was crazy. I felt like everything and anything made me sick. Like I couldn't even sit still because I felt so sick, and I was like, why am I feeling like this? Is really weird. Like, and it's not a bait symptom that people say, but then when I searched it up, it is a symptom that people have. And another symptom I completely forgot as well is that I was really like gassy in terms of like burping. Like it was constant, like, and it felt like I wanted to be sick. I know, TMI, but I really felt like I wanted to be sick. I was constantly like burping, and I felt like I was burping everything up, which was really, really nasty. But it was constant for a few days, and because I felt nauseous, I did not want to eat because everything made me sick. But for some reason, I was able to eat like potatoes, like jacket potatoes or something with just cheese, no beans or anything like that, because that the sight of that made me sick. I tried to get as much sleep as possible. Obviously, because I was fatigued, I was sleeping throughout the day, most of the day anyways. But yeah, I just tried to get as much sleep as possible. I really feel like rest is the best way to heal. But yeah, definitely plenty of rest for anyone who's got it. And then I tried to get up as much as I could. I could hardly get up, but just simply just going downstairs to shower or just getting up in the room is really, really good for you, because obviously if you're laying down constantly, and another symptoms, body aches. But because you're laying down constantly, your body's going to ache because you're not moving around as much as you were before. So that's another thing that I was feeling, was body aches constantly, which was just, it's not like gym body aches, it's a different type of body ache, which I completely hated. So in terms of breathing, to help with my breathing, I did so much research, and I'll put to the side some of the threads that I saw on Twitter that really, really helped. But sleeping on my stomach and on my side really helped in terms of my breathing, because it's bad to sleep on your back because for some reason it doesn't help with the airway, like the oxygen going into your lungs. I can't remember exactly what it was, but to make sure that you sleep on your stomach, or if you can't sleep on your stomach, sleep on your side, but just not on your back. But for some reason it was just so hard to I'm not a person who sleeps on my stomach. It was just so hard to sleep on my stomach, so a lot of the time I would sleep on the side. And I made sure to take multivitamins. My boyfriend already had these because he was taking them because of gym and stuff, but I made sure to have them every single day. Until now, I still take them. And also make sure you have plenty of air circulating in the room. And it also helps with obviously getting rid of the virus. So make sure that you've got windows open. And I always had windows open because I felt like I didn't have enough air in the room basically, and I felt hot a lot of the time. So I always made sure that the window was open. Until now, I still make sure that the window's open. So what helped me was having like a cold compress or something like that, like a cold water bottle, cold something, because I felt hot a lot of the time, and it really helped like calm me down. So I would say definitely get like a cold compress or something like that. There's a few things that I made sure to do, and I did throughout the isolation period. I was obviously isolating anyways because I came back from holiday. So the isolation period then clashed with the isolation period for COVID, if you know what I mean. Continued isolating after I got my test, which they said is 10 days from the day that you got your symptoms, which by the time that I got my test, I only had like the week left to isolate anyways. So yeah, the isolation period. So they basically contact you through text. This is how the track and trace thing works. I don't think people really talk about it. They contact you through text, and then they tell you to basically download the app and blah blah blah. I was too sick to be able to do any of that, so I didn't bother doing it. I just kind of ignored the text, and then they called the next day. I picked up, and they basically wanted me to let them know every single person that I've been around basically the last few days, which were basically my housemates and my boyfriend, and they wanted their details, and they wanted to talk to me. It was like a whole 45-minute conversation. They wanted to know where I've been, what I was doing a few days before, have I been isolating, have I told my housemate to isolate, all the information, blah 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 blah. It was just a long conversation. And then just my workplace, whether I've been out. What I didn't like was the harassment that continued after. So they would continuously text the same thing basically, to make sure you isolate, which I was already doing anyways. And yeah, the text was just bombarding, and they would send you an email as well on top of that. And then they would continuously call you, and I just thought, mate, I'm sick. I do not need someone calling me, trying to bust conversation about something I'm already doing. I got to a point where, not gonna lie, I ignored the calls at the end, because I was like, I already know I'm isolating. I've told my housemates to isolate. They're isolating. I've already given you all the information you needed. Why are you still contacting me? And fair enough, like I feel like to just check up, see how things are. But a lot of the time it was just, are you still isolating? Have you told your housemates? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, boy, I don't want to talk. I can hardly even function to even sit up, let alone want to bust conversation with you. My isolation period ended last weekend. Even after that, I basically stayed inside and just tried to get better. Not gonna lie, guys, I felt like I got to a point where I was like, oh fuck this, like I actually can't do this. This is too much, because the nausea was crazy. I could hardly breathe a lot of the time. I got to a point where I was like, do I actually need to go to the hospital, because this is a bit much. I can hardly breathe. I know there's enough air in here, but it feels like there's not enough. And the headaches were just crazy, and I just felt so tired. Like everything made me tired. Like I could hardly do anything. Like I'm so thankful for my boyfriend, because if I didn't have him, honestly, I don't know how people do it that are alone, because I could not do this alone. And I feel so sorry for people that have to go through it alone, because a lot of the time the only reason why I was able to eat was because of him, because he would make food for me and stuff like that. And yeah, it was just, no, I never want to experience that again. So my symptoms then, like, I still kind of had them, but then they started going. By the beginning of this week, I felt like they were kind of gone. But I still had severe fatigue, and I still suffer from fatigueness, if that's even a word, but it's not as bad. Like I feel like after I like make food or something, I feel tired, or after I do one task I feel tired. Now it's a bit better. At the beginning I would just make a meal and I would just be tired, I would need to rest. But like I said, plenty of rest is needed. Still suffer from the migraines are just, and the thing is, it was like sometimes light would be just too much, any noise would just be too much. I would just want silence. That's all I wanted. Right now, as you can see, I'm so much better. I'm obviously not back at work yet. I've given myself an extra week to definitely get myself back into it, because I work in a care place, and it requires me to go to people's houses and be around vulnerable people. I wanted to make sure that I was healthy enough to do that, because you've got to do a lot of manual handling. I'm cycling around to people's houses and taking care of people, so I wanted to make sure that I took care of myself first and made sure I was 100% before going back to work. Thankfully, work agreed as well, which I'm going to be going back to work next week. So yeah, hopefully that goes well. Right now, the breathing situation has definitely improved. I think the thing that I'm struggling the most with is the migraines and the fatigueness, but I'm sure that I will overcome that. Make sure that you guys wear your mask. Be careful who you're around. Well, right now we're on a national lockdown anyway, so you're not really around people, but just keep your distance. I honestly don't know how I got it, or I got it somewhere in this house, I don't know, but it is what it is. You're not really gonna know 100% where you got it from, but definitely be careful. Anyone who says that this shit is fake, what I went through was not fake. Like, it was, like I said, one of the worst experiences ever, and I honestly thought that I would not get over it. I definitely educated myself even more throughout it, and I still like keep tabs of what's going on at the moment. Yesterday was like my first day out. I was able to go shopping and food shopping, and yeah, it felt nice being out, because I basically wasn't out for like 2 weeks. As soon as I got back from my holiday, I was isolating. Then I got COVID, which extended it, and obviously I extended it a bit more for myself, because I was like, let me make sure that I'm better before I leave to go out. But oh my god, the precautions that I take now is not a joke. Like, I want to make sure that I do not get it ever again. I've heard that now there's like evidence that you can get it again after a few months, so you're not 100% immune to it after you've got it. I'm just gonna make sure that I wear a mask when I go out, that I'm using PPE at work, washing my hands, and keeping a distance from people. I can't get ill again. Like, I actually cannot do it again. I'm so glad that I've been able to actually sit down, put makeup on and do this video, because a few days ago, a week ago, I was in bed and felt like I was dying. But I'm here. Thank you God, alhamdulillah, that I'm here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I always say, comment down below for any suggestions, subscribe to my channel, and click that notification bell so you guys can see many more of my videos. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.